guitar doesn't like the cold. Well. So, hello, my name's Lail. Song number one that I chose from my teenage years is Carrie by Joni Mitchell. I guess Joni Mitchell was the first person that I absolutely devoured musically as a teenager. Ladies of the Canyon first, and then a little later Blue, the album Blue. I think everybody who's a Joni Mitchell fan feels that they know her the best and they understand her the best. And that's a testament to the music, because you do create this you get personally attached to the stories that she tells, and it's the way she tells them, and the flowing voice and the atmosphere created by the music. I mean, it's all so complete and somehow so emotionally raw at the same time. And I chose this particular song, Carrie, because, well, it's an island song. It's about summer romance and then the reality of the city pulling you back. It starts like this, like, the wind is in from Africa. Last night I couldn't sleep. Oh, you know, it sure is hard to leave you, Carrie, but it's really not my home. My fingernails are filthy, I got beach tar on my feet, and I miss my clean white linen and my fancy French cologne. Oh, Carrie, get out your... like that. And I relate it to one very specific summer with young love and thinking about relationships and priorities for the first time. Also, I think maybe, you know, it's one of the happiest songs on the album, even though it's very nostalgic and emotional. I always tend towards the happiest songs. So that's number one. Okay, song number two. I chose another hippie song for song number two. You have to understand that my teenage years were dominated mostly by learning the back catalogue of 60s and 70s music. So when my friends were listening to the Backstreet Boys, I was discovering Donovan. I chose the Donovan song Catch the Wind, which is his first ever release as a single in 1965, and it got to number 4 in the charts. I know this because I looked on Wikipedia yesterday. And it's a beautiful, beautiful song. Maybe you know it. It goes like this. It's the same key. I play everything in C major. It makes life simple. In the chilly hours and minutes of uncertainty, I long to be in the warm hold of your loving mind, to feel you all around me and to take your hand along the sand. I bet I may as well try and catch the wind. And it's funny now because my relationship to this song is about much more recent feelings, about someone who I didn't know existed when I was first listening to it as a teenager. But that's the beauty of songs. They're reborn and they grow up with you, and you rediscover them again and again. That was number two. Well, with song choice number 3, I'm trying to demonstrate that I was also a normal teenager and I did listen to some contemporary music. The first new CD that I owned and dissected and learned every word of was Jagged Little Pill of Alanis Morissette. And the first song on the album was my favorite, All I Really Want. And I sang it in a school concert, and I did a really great impression of her, which if I was drunk right now, maybe I would do for you, but I'm not going to. And also everybody told me that I looked like her. I had very long hair, much longer than this, all the way down my back. And so yeah, I think she was kind of the first pop star that I wanted to be. And even now, looking back at that album, I think she was very brave, and it was so striking and daring and different. And yeah, She's cool. That's it. I'm not singing Alanis Morissette for you. Song number 4 is, well, you'll recognize it. It was definitely the soundtrack of summer when I was 15 years old. It goes like this. I've graduated to A minor from C major. Solo voy con mi pena, sola va mi condena. Correr es mi destino para burlar la ley. Perdido en el corazón de la grande Babilón. Me dicen el clandestino por no llevar papel. Mano negra, clandestina, africano, clandestino, peruano, clandestino, marihuana, ilegal, or something like that. That was, of course, Clandestino of Manu Chao. I think he's amazing. I think he's a little forgotten at the moment, but he's still so active, doing so many cool projects with different people around the world. And when that album came out, it was so fresh. It was like fun and feel good, but also political at the same time, and mixing languages, and I loved it. So that's definitely my song choice number 4. So my 5th and final choice of songs from my teenage years, which I know you asked me to sing in its complete form, but I have to admit this is going to be a slightly abridged version, is, well, I chose a song by the Kinks, because they were and still are a very big reference point for me. I got to see Ray Davies live for the first time this summer, and it was such a high. I was completely crazy in the concert, and it made me realize just how much these songs meant to me, how well I knew them, and how much I loved them. And I chose this particular song because it's so English. The Kinks were the first band to sing with English accents. The Beatles sang with American accent, and the Kinks sang in English accents. So I thought it would be funny to sing it in Paris, in Place des Vosges. I'm sure that there's a French equivalent, a Parisian equivalent to this character. There must be in the city of haute couture. So it goes like this. They seek him here, they seek him there. His clothes are loud, but never square. It will make or break him, so he's got to buy the best, 'cause he's a dedicated follower of fashion. And when he does his little rounds round the boutiques of London town, eagerly pursuing all the latest fads and trends, 'cause he's a dedicated follower of fashion. Oh yes he is, oh yes he is. There's one thing that he loves, and that is flattery. One week he's in polka dots, the next week he's in stripes, 'cause he's a dedicated follower of fashion. They seek him here, they seek him there, in Regent Streets and Leicester Square. Everywhere the Carnation Army marches on, each one a dedicated follower of fashion. Oh yes he is, oh yes he is. His world is built round discotheques and parties. This pleasure-seeking individual always looks his best, 'cause he's a dedicated follower of fashion.